Yes, good afternoon, Mark. The World Cup has arrived in the Mpumalanga province in the far northeast of South Africa. We're a world away from the noise and chaos in Johannesburg and Cape Town. Here on the edge of the Kruger National Park, close to the borders with Swaziland and Mozambique, an area of stunning natural beauty, plenty of wildlife around as well. And there's a real excitement in the city for the first World Cup game here between Honduras and Chile. And we were here last night, Pat Nevin, and it does feel the whole place has really got behind football and getting behind the World Cup.
Yeah, certainly there's a real feel about it. I mean, I was up in Polokwane beforehand, and it's even more rural than round here. It didn't seem to be quite the same sort of buzz about it, but certainly it has the case. It's taken off in Nelspruit, and just as you say, what a fabulous place. This feels like Africa. Some of the other places actually beforehand you wondered about it, and you know, a little bit American in some ways because of the housing. This feels like Africa. It's wonderful.
And great colour on the far side as well. There must be 4,000 or 5,000 Chile fans in there, red, white and blue, mixed in with the blue and white of Honduras. And good to see as well, the locals have come out to support this game. As Mark was saying, it is a national holiday here, and there are a number of Bafana yellow and blue shirts all around this stadium, dotted around, not full of course. It was always questionable whether a game between Honduras and Chile would fill a 46,000 stadium in such a relatively isolated area, but many people here today have come to blow their vuvuzelas and then head down to the fan park in the centre of Nelspruit and watch the South Africa game on the big screen later on today. But this, a really big game for both teams in a group where Spain, many people will anticipate, should win it. So this is a key game in the race for second place, and both teams are currently having their pre-match huddle. So I'll give you the two-team lineups. Honduras have Noel Valladares in goal, a back four Sergio Mendoza, Osman Chavez, Manuel Figueroa of Wigan and Emilio Izaguirre. In midfield, holding the captain Armando Guevara and Winston Palacios of Tottenham. Three then attacking midfielders. On the right, Edgar Alvarez. On the left, Ramon Nunez. And in the centre, Roger Espinosa, supporting the ageless Carlos Pavon. 56 international goals for him in attack. For Chile, as Patinala was saying, a very attack-minded lineup. Claudio Bravo, their captain, is in goal. Three at the back, Gary Medel, Waldo Ponce and Mauricio Isla. Three in midfield, Arturo Vidal, Carlos Carmona holding and Rodrigo Millar, with Matias Fernandez behind Alexis Sanchez, Jorge Valdivia and Jean Beaujour. And it's a fascinating game, Pat, because we come to the World Cup and we'd like to see teams you don't see too often.
Yeah, and particularly Chile, I think, for me, because of the unusual system that they sometimes set up. Right at the start of the game, they didn't get kick-off, Chile, but their lineup was extraordinary. Four defenders, and remember, they have not got kick-off, and all other players on the halfway line attacking the ball. Stunning start. They want to be attack-minded.
We are underway here in the Bombela Stadium here in Nelspruit. A long ball played forward by Chile, playing from right to left in the first half in their red shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. Honduras in their national colours, all white with blue trim, and great responsibility on Wilson Palacios. Of course, we would always attach ourselves to him, Pat, because he's the one player in the Honduras team we know apart from Figueroa. But talking to people around the World Cup who know a bit about Honduras, if he plays, Honduras play.
Yeah, and I expect a fast start to this game. Most of the World Cup games that we've watched so far, the first 10-15 minutes, very fast. People are overexcited, especially if it's your first game of the World Cup. You're dead keen to get involved in it, but certainly the better start has been made by Chile.
And they're moving forward now, and Jorge Valdivia is fouled midway inside the Honduran half, and our referee, Eddie Mele, interestingly, from the Seychelles, gives his first free kick of the game, and a chance here for Chile to maybe test the goalkeeper for Honduras, Noel Valladares. 7 of their team play at home in the Honduran League, of course. The 2 players who also play in the English Premier League, Palacios and Figueroa, and 1 each from the United States, the MLS, and the Italian Serie A. And over this free kick is Matias Fernandez for Chile, who plays his football for Sporting Lisbon and did score against Everton in the Europa League earlier on this season. Honduras have every single blue and white shirt back defending. We've not seen too many fine set pieces at the World Cup so far. Fernandez curls it! Oh, not too far over. It skimmed the roof of the netting. I think the goalkeeper Valladares didn't have it covered, and Chile there, inches away from the opening goal.
Got to be 35 yards out, and as we've seen in this World Cup so far, if you put your foot through the ball 9 times out of 10, it skies over the bar. He didn't do that. He gave it a little bit of swerve, and it was cutting down very, very quickly. He certainly got good movement on the ball, but as you rightly said, just over the crossbar, but a very good start from Chile.
And I would imagine this stadium around 2/3 full at the moment. It holds 46,000. It's a tremendous sight with the huge metal giraffes supporting the roof on the outside of the stadium and the zebra effect in the seats inside. But it's good to see a fairly decent crowd here as Honduras bring the ball forward now with Millar, tries to play it forward towards Pavon on the edge of the penalty area, but Chile will clear, and they bring the ball forward now with Valdivia. A good ball in field to find Millar, and Chile here are playing the football in the opening seconds. Valdivia with a high ball towards the far side, the right. Jumping forward is Sanchez, and it's now picked up by Vidal. A high ball into the penalty area, takes a deflection and goes behind for Chile's first corner off the Honduran defender Izaguirre.
Not lacking in confidence, the Chileans are they? They've got a real swagger about their play, you know. They look very, very good in the ball. Certainly confidence in each other, playing little short passes, confident in their own ability and their own skill.
3 minutes played here, goalless in nails plate between Chile and Honduras in Group H at the 2010 World Cup. The corner's played high into the penalty area towards the far post, cleared away by Palacios, and now picked up by Fernandez again. Has been very busy for Chile early on, but he runs into the hunched familiar figure of Palacios, and Honduras bring the ball away. And now an early yellow card, a foul from the Chilean midfielder Carmona on the Honduras player Alvarez, and our referee from the Seychelles gets his first yellow card out.
Maybe slightly harsh this early on in the game, but he left the ground, his 2 feet were up. He wasn't going to cause any danger or any injury to the opposition player, but if you go to ground, generally in the World Cup, you tend to get either a booking or a free kick.
Mendoza plays the free kick forward, aimed for Pavon, overhit and into the arms of the Chilean captain, their goalkeeper Claudio Bravo, defending the goal away to our right hand side. Nearly 5 minutes played here on the World Cup station, 5 Live Sport here in Nails Plate, as Chile come forward now. A powerful run from Sanchez into the penalty area, supported by Vidal, back towards Sanchez again, and he's now fouled on the far side by Guevara, and that will be a free kick to Chile in a dangerous area down the right.
It's a lively start, Sanchez on the right, that right wing there. He's wearing an old-fashioned number 7 shirt on the right wing. You don't see that very often, but again, a player not afraid to go and run at his opponent. He's got 1-on-1, he's been isolated a couple of times, and already he looks the danger on that right hand side.
Plays his club football in Italy for Udinese, where he's known as the Wonder Boy. Only 21, but he's already experienced football in Chile and also in Argentina for River Plate. Made his international debut at the age of 17, and Chile now have committed 9 red shirts forward for this free kick. Wide on the right hand side, better than a corner, and the referee just making sure there's not too much movement. The ball's played in towards that near post, cleared away, headed back into the penalty area a second time by Medel, and there's confusion there as Honduras try and clear, and a real schmozzle on the edge of the penalty area, and they've not got the ball clear yet. The shot will eventually come in from Arturo Vidal, but the referee saw something there in that melee he didn't like, and Honduras have a free kick.
Hardly get out of their own half, Honduras. They've spent their entire time defending. They haven't got a set of passes together at any point in the game yet, and I don't think that's their fault. I think the fact that Chile have started so well, want to hold on to the ball, want to play little short passes, they've really impressed me. If they have one problem, well, a number of problems, but one problem is height. Certainly the Hondurans look, particularly the defenders, much, much taller, much, much more powerful as a team. So Honduras will want to get up front, get as many crosses in, maybe a couple of corner kicks to put Chile under pressure a little bit, and obviously losing a a yellow card for Carmona is a bad start for the sitting midfield player.
6 minutes played, goalless here in Nelspruit, and Honduras now have won the ball back and will try and move the ball forward with Espinosa on the far side. A powerful run up towards the edge of the penalty area, back to Bavon, and now it's Espinosa again, a chance for the shot, and in the end it takes a deflection, loops high into the air. Nunez with the shot in the end, and there's the first partial save there for Claudio Bravo, the Chilean goalkeeper. But Pat Nevin, we've seen so many games so far where teams have basically gone out there not to lose. This is a game where Chile are trying to win.
I'm not going to be biased, but I like Chile.
Beaujeu chases a long ball into the penalty area. Valladares comes out and rather casually pats the ball over the head of Beaujeu, runs round the other side of the attacker and gathers the ball on the edge of the penalty area.
Very confident. Both goalkeepers have looked really comfortable. Look as if they could play out, as well. They've got.
Well, Valladares was a former striker. He started his career as a striker in Honduras and then went back in goal.
I promise I didn't know that, but it's exactly the way they move. It's just they actually both move like outfield players, and just interesting to see how the way Chile go about it. They're playing a different system. It's from one they were prone to use in the build-up. They're playing a simple 4-3-3 just now, and it certainly seems to be working for them at the start.
Beaujeu down this near side, the Chilean left. 7 minutes played here, goalless, but a nice open field to this game on another perfect winter's day here in South Africa. Very cold in Johannesburg, but cloudless blue skies here as Chile move the ball forward again. Sanchez with a back heel infield towards the edge of the penalty area, and it was Isla, one of the central defenders there, popping up on the edge of the Honduran box, but the ball was cleared away.
I like Sanchez a lot. He's a very, very nice looking player to watch. I mean, he's young, but he also wants to take players on. That little back heel flick wasn't for effect. It was a good little dummy. He's almost a mixture between Nani and Ronaldo. Not necessarily that good already.
Vidal with a shot now, and it's bobbled by the goalkeeper. That was moving all over the place there. A shot from 35 yards from Arturo Vidal, and the goalkeeper went one way, then went the other, and just managed to keep the ball out with his elbow.
Can I slightly disagree with you? I'm reckoning 45. Yeah. I think that was 45 yards. Huge amount of movement in that. I think the big thing is not to put all your power behind it. Hit it crisply, hit it straight. That ball will do the movement. You don't have to put the spin on it.
We are about 1,500 metres above altitude here, as we discovered in our run, Pat and I, about 8 o'clock this morning.
Well, as you discovered.
I know, it says something when you're beaten in a run by a man with no hips. 9 minutes played here. It's still sorry, Pat. Still goalless between Honduras and Chile here in Group H. The final game of the first round is this afternoon in Durban. Full commentary coming up on Spain against Switzerland. They've had a long time to wait for their first game. And the second round starts tonight in Pretoria. There should be a fantastic atmosphere in Loftus Versfeld for South Africa against Uruguay, and I would imagine there are more South African shirts in the stadium, Pat, than Chile or Honduras.
Yeah, but I'm quite impressed with Chileans. They've all generally sat over together on the far side there, and considering the distance, considering the fact that
and what's happened there, the earthquake in February. Yeah.
Absolutely, and it's a huge amount to ask for them, and to come for this first game, they've came in numbers. They were in great form in the way. A lot less Hondurans here, it seems to be the case anyway, but it's a lovely part of the atmosphere. It's a nice feeling about the game, and it's a nice attacking attitude, particularly from the Chileans to start. It's an intriguing game of football so far.
10 minutes played here. Honduras 0, Chile 0 on 5 Live Sport from the BBC. Chile qualified very impressively, only a point behind Brazil in the South American standings. They beat Argentina competitively for the first time, and their coach Marcelo Bielsa is extremely popular there, an Argentinian. He was in charge of them back in 2002 when England knocked them out in the first round, that David Beckham penalty, but he's now a man who has chosen to promote the young players, the likes of Alexis Sanchez, and he's also said as well his team will always look to attack. 5 of their 10 victories in qualifying came away from home.
Yeah, I mean, just the ball was played long to Sanchez, and it's a recurring theme of this World Cup, as I say. If you play long balls, you're just going to lose possession because they'll fly through. But a note then when Chile get the ball, they try and get it to Sanchez as quick as humanly possible. Always want him on the ball.
Fernandez plays it forward now towards Valdivia on the edge of the Honduran penalty area, but Palacios comes in with the challenge, and now Guevara, the captain for Honduras, will try and bring the ball clear. A good ball and field towards Ramon Nunez, and Nunez is fouled there on the halfway line by Valdivia, and that will be a free kick to Honduras, who have barely troubled the goalkeeper away to our right hand side so far.
Yeah, that'll be a slight concern, obviously, for the Chileans. You know, they have had nothing to deal with at the back so far. But when they get that chance, and as I say, I do look at the Hondurans just purely by the physical size and the shape of them. They are going to be a danger from free kicks against Chile.
This their first World Cup since 1982, when they drew with the host Spain, and also got a 1-1 draw against Northern Ireland before going out in the first round. And they had to qualify with a large slice of luck from the United States of America. The States not equalised in injury time against Costa Rica, Honduras wouldn't be here, but they are a passionate football nation, as are so many in Central and South America. And this game will be watched, I suppose, by everybody who has a television in that country here today. 12 minutes played, and it's still goalless between Honduras and Chile, but Chile try an audacious flick again. It's Valdivia, midway inside the Honduran half, but Honduras clear the ball away, and on the evidence of the opening 12 minutes, they do appear the more functional side here, as Miller plays a good ball forward now towards the edge of the penalty area. Valdivia almost finds Beaujour down the left, but the final pass slightly overhit on the ground, and it's behind for a goal kick to Honduras.
But what a lovely move, a flowing move, little 1-2s, passes, back flicks. They are quite Latin American in their style, Chile, but I have to say the team they remind me more of than anyone else, and it may well be because of the strips, is Spain.
Yeah.
They are very like Spain, the way they pass the ball, they play the ball short, and I've been going on about it since right at the start of this tournament. Any team that plays the ball long, I think in the long term they're going to suffer in this tournament. Teams that play the ball short, have a bit of skill, want to keep a hold of the ball, they're going to do well.
And Chile are effectively playing without a centre forward, because Humberto Suazo, the man who scored 10 goals in qualifying, not fit for this game today. Honduras have their own Suazo, David Suazo, who plays for Inter Milan, and he's also unavailable for the opening game. As Honduras play a long ball forward, wide to this near side, looking for Edgar Alvarez, who plays his club football for Bari in Serie A, but the ball was overhit, and it's a throw into Chile, midway inside their own half, down this near side their right. And half of the pitch here is in sunshine, half in shade, but the temperature very pleasant in the mid-60s out in the sunshine, but a bit colder here in the shade, as Chile win a throw-in again down this near side. Vidal of Bayer Leverkusen will take it for them. They have a very cosmopolitan lineup in terms of club footballers. Vidal wins it back down this near side. The challenge comes in from Alvarez, but the Chilean player was too strong, and he spreads the play wide towards the far side, and Isla, one of the three defenders, back in field again towards the edge of the penalty area, but the move breaks down, and Honduras bring the ball clear now with Núñez on the far side. Pavón waits inside the penalty area, but Espinosa now has it back towards Núñez again, and it's wide to the far side. Then Izaguirre down the left, a high ball into the penalty area. Pavón was the target, the goalkeeper came and then left it, and it's cleared away down this near side by Medel for Chile, deep into the Honduran half. And there could be goals here, Pat, because neither goalkeeper looks especially confident.
I like them. They're not the tallest. I like their movement. So far none of them have been hugely tested, apart from a 45-yard shot, which, as we've seen the way the ball moves, any goalkeeper can be affected by that. But I agree with you, I think there are going to be certainly not a huge amount of goals. Certainly chances will be created so far. Once again, I've been trying to look off the ball a little bit about movement for certain players. I mean, early on, I'm impressed by Sanchez's play when he's been on the ball. He's a right winger, obviously a player of my style that I would like to watch. His movement off the ball, unlike most players in that position, has been spectacularly good as well. I can understand why they call him the Wonder Kid.
But they are playing without a centre forward. I mean,
well, really,
Valdivia is a sort of second striker, isn't he?
Well, that's probably where he feels more comfortable. But he's a lively player. He wants the ball to his feet. He looks as if he's got a bit of skill. But out-and-out striker, they don't seem to have one at the moment.
But they're moving forward now, promisingly, with Jean Beaujour down this near side there left. Forward towards Valdivia again. A neat turn wide towards this near side. And he picks out the run of Medel, and back towards Beaujour again, who looks to attack the penalty area. The challenge comes in now, and a fine tackle down this near side by Mendoza. The Honduran supporters enjoyed that, and he drags the ball forward now and tries to play it wide to this near side, looking for Edgar Alvarez, but Chile win the ball back. It's played forward up towards the edge of the penalty area by Vidal, but Honduras get the ball away, only as far as Valdivia, who tries to scoop it back wide to the right-hand side, looking to find Alexis Sanchez. The ball forward, though, took a deflection, and it's gone behind for a Chile corner. Absolutely,
the assistant referee gave that there. He got it absolutely right. Do not understand why the referee couldn't see it. He was in a direct line behind the ball, but between the two of them, they managed to get it right so far. But once again, almost the entirety of the game being played to our left-hand side in the Honduran defensive area.
16 minutes played here in Nels played. Honduras 0, Chile 0 in Group H at the 2010 World Cup. Chile have a corner on the far side, an outswinger, high towards the far post again, looking for the head of Valdivia, but he can't head the ball towards goal. It flicks off his rather long, shaggy locks and goes down this near side for a throw-in to Honduras. Our referee from the Seychelles, and apparently he's the best referee in the Seychelles, but clearly they don't have any linesmen of sufficient standard because our assistants today are from Cameroon and Tunisia. As Alvarez brings it forward now for Honduras. Pavon now with space for the shot, left-footed, never really got hold of it, 25 yards out, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Best move so far by Honduras, and Alvarez, good bit of pace on the right-hand side there, zipped up, played it in. Certainly would have expected a little bit better for Pavon. I think for a goal scorer of his repute.
Yeah, 101st cap today for Carlos Pavon. He's been around Europe, Udinese and Napoli in Italy. Also played alongside David Beckham for the LA Galaxy in the MLS, but now back playing his club football in Honduras as they try and bring it forward with Alvarez down this near side, midway inside the Chile half, but the challenge comes in from Millar, and it's back with Claudio Bravo away to our right. But this is a good game so far because of the way Chile are playing.
Yeah, and there's without being over elaborate, there's just seen a bit of movement again from Sanchez, which was spectacular, and his teammates know he got on the ball. Sadly he wasn't able to keep control of it, but just off the ball. So there's little things like that. The movement, the intelligence of the movement's good, but there's little flicks and tricks, but they're not purely for effect. Little drag backs that the Chilean players in particular do. Yellow card out again?
Yeah, Matías Fernandez, a rather late challenge on the far side on Emilio Isaguirre, and I think that's a correct decision. Two Chilean players went in over the ball there.
I think that's Fernandez, a bit harsh, Nigel. Honestly, he got the ball, he's come away with the ball. I mean, maybe if you think he got it slightly mistimed, it was slightly over the ball, he was never going to hurt the play, you might give a free kick. I'm seriously disappointed he gives a yellow card for that. Very disappointing. So early in the game, and that's two players very lightly for me booked, Carmona and Fernandez.
19 minutes played here, still goalless. Spain against the Swiss coming up in Group H in Durban at 3 o'clock. South Africa against Paraguay in Group A in Pretoria. A 7:30 kickoff tonight. And the way this group shapes up, the key game may well be the final match, Chile against Spain for first and second place. But before then, Chile play Switzerland in Port Elizabeth on Monday. Spain also play Honduras in Johannesburg, and Spain would hope to have Group H sewn up by the time they play Chile and the final group of matches a week on Friday. But Honduras may have other ideas as Guevara brings it forward now over the halfway line and wide towards Alvarez down the Honduran right. Showed far too much of that to Vidal, but then does well to win the ball back. Espinosa now with a shot, takes a deflection for Honduras, and it goes behind for a corner. Medel there with the intervention, and from Chile's point of view, it's a good job he did.
Yeah, it looks like it's a game of right wingers at the moment. All the danger coming from the right wings of both sides. Obviously talked a good bit about Sanchez, but in the couple of occasions that Alvarez on the right hand side has got the ball for Honduras in dangerous areas, he's managed to get by his defender and so create some danger at least.
The Vuvuzelas increase in volume as Honduras have their first corner down this near side, and Ramon Núñez is the man who will take it. Chile have every single red shirt back defending inside their penalty area.
I think this is the big danger for Chile. I mean, certainly with the power that Honduras have got in the air.
Núñez will take this corner, and our referee just checking that everything is in order inside the 18-yard area. Lots of pushing and shoving. Núñez high into the box, gathered well by Claudio Bravo.
Well, he's got that well on his distribution. He's thrown a ball out to left wing, and it's once again
It's picked up by Sanchez now, attacking down the left into the penalty area. Valdivia and Fernandez wait for the cross. A high ball in, though, cleared away well by Manuel Figueroa. As far as Sanchez a second time, coming infield onto his right foot. Valdivia's shot deflected, and in the end it loops high over the crossbar and goes behind for a corner. Guevara there with the important touch, and yet again Sanchez the inspiration for Chile.
I'll tell you what, if he doesn't get the man of the match, I'll be absolutely shocked. He's he's had a fabulous start to this game. All parts of his play, as I say, his movement, his skill, his pace, everything about him looks very, very good. Having said that, his teammates know that. They give him the ball at every opportunity.
Corner to Chile down this near side, and Matias Fernandez of Sporting Lisbon will take it. Low into the penalty area, goes a long way, it's cleared away, and the shot eventually scuffed towards goal by Sanchez. And he is human after all, because it's gone behind for a goal kick.
A little bit of a shame that, because it's a classic one where I think normally you would stop that, take a half a touch and maybe try to get it on target. I think he's caught in two minds. He's tried to come across with a half volley and he got all over that, made a complete mess of it.
Well, the Honduran coach down there, far more animated at the moment, Ronaldo Rueda, who is a Colombian. Marcelo Bielsa, the Chilean, very happy there, just stood underneath the dugout in his Chile tracksuit away to our right-hand side. They call him El Loco, the madman in Chile, but I suspect he's not the only player in South American football to have that nickname. Most of them do, don't they?
I think most teams have got at least one El Loco. I think there's one Wolf in the team as well.
Pitbull is Medel, the number 17, one of the central defenders. He plays for Boca Juniors in Argentina. He scored in the big game against River Plate this season, and such was the intensity of his celebration, he was actually sent off by the referee. Anyway, we reached the midpoint of the first half. It's a good game here. Chile on top, 0-0. Here's Arlo White.
Nigel, thank you very much indeed. Really enjoying this one, Pat Nevin. It's excellent to watch the Chile side playing short, neat passes. Sanchez looks an excellent player as well. Armando Guevara of Honduras. El Lobo, the wolf, Pat.
That's a man.
As soon as you asked. Here comes Chile again, not playing nice little neat passing movements, and Valdivia, it looks like he was fouled there, but play on, says the referee, and in fact Honduras get a free kick. It's a foul by Arturo Vidal, the left back for Chile, so Honduras have an opportunity to clear. I think both teams here are positive, and Honduras have shown when they've got the ball they have attacking intent. It's just getting the ball for them at the moment, isn't it, off these skillful Chileans.
And also I think system-wise, without being boring and being a train spotter about it, system-wise it's a much more offensive system that the Chileans have got. So when the ball does get up to Pavon for Honduras, he hasn't got a huge amount of support with him, and that's why they're spending more time defending.
Mendoza, the right back, with the free kick. Medel with the defensive header. A spectacular diving effort for Chile. Bocejor on the left-hand side. Physical challenge that time by Chavez on Valdivia.
He's a bit of a brute of a lad, isn't he?
He is, isn't he?
You'd feel a bit tackled once he come in.
No messing around there. Bielsa is in the technical area. His opposite number for Honduras, who is Rueda, is actually banned from the touchline, having been sent off in the final qualifier against El Salvador. Sanchez going into the penalty area right-hand side, and that was dangerous. He wants a deflection, he gets it, and it's a corner ball on the Chile right-hand side.
I think
tricky player.
He is. I think he's a superb player, and it's not just an old-fashioned winger. He's got plenty more to his game as well. I may well be proved wrong in this, but you watching Chile here, should they really be taking long corners against this? Maybe a short corner to change the angle a couple of times, but you never know. Someone might get their head on it.
Matias Fernandez with it, right-footed. He'll swing it out into the penalty area. There's a chance of a header. There you go, Pat. It was close, wasn't it? Arturo Vidal just got a step on his marker, 8 yards out, but he couldn't keep his header down, and it sailed over the bar. It was actually a free header, wasn't it?
He should have done a lot better than that, and that was nothing more than terrible marking. I mean, it doesn't matter what height you are, if they're going to leave you alone in the middle of the box. That was poor marking. First time we've seen that from the Hondurans.
Well, it's a wonderful sight here in the Umbombela Stadium. 43,500 is the capacity. Clear blue skies above us. It reminds me of a mini San Siro with the 3 tiers and the elevated roof around, which is supported, as Nigel was talking about, those orange giraffe-like structures. When the stadium is empty, the seats form a pattern of a zebra as well, and you just have to hope it doesn't turn into a white elephant, this stadium, after the World Cup finals. But we are told that a couple of local South African teams, football teams and rugby union teams, will play here. Whether they can create the same sort of atmosphere and thirst and a sense of occasion that you get here remains to be seen. But
I have to say, I did like the metaphor about white elephant and zebras and giraffes there. Very impressed by that.
I was thinking about that when you were on your jog earlier. Exercising the brain, not the body, sadly. 26 minutes gone. The World Cup here on 5 Live. Honduras 0, Chile 0, but it is an entertaining game. Ponce wide to Arturo in the left-back position for Chile. He'll roll the ball back to his goalkeeper, Claudio Bravo, who played every minute of the qualifiers, all 18 of them. It's like a mini-season, isn't it, in itself, South American qualification. He took over the captaincy after Marcelo Salas, the Chile legend, retired. Plays for Real Sociedad, on loan at the moment. Forward from Ponce, the centre-back, into midfield to Carmona. Back to Ponce, goes forward. Now here's Fernandez, twisting and turning. Palacios has a snap at his heels, but doesn't gain possession. And actually, Fernandez's pass ricochets off the referee from the Seychelles, and it's Honduras in possession now. But a good sliding challenge by Arturo Vidal, the left-back. And it's end-to-end stuff, such great vibrancy and attacking intent by both sides. Vidal, the left-back's got men ahead of him. He wants to go square. He does to Carmona. Carmona's eyeing up a shot, but decides instead to go wide to the right-hand side. And it's the right-back, Isla. But his pass is cleared. And now with Pavon, plays it out to the right-hand side, looking for Alvarez, the right winger, who looks pretty lively as well, who plays for Bari in Italy. He's been there since 2004, actually. Played for Roma, Livorno, Messina and Pisa, so there is a bit of pedigree in this Honduran side.
Absolutely. I mean, he's got plenty of pace as well. It's just whether he can get on the ball often enough. So far, the 2 times that he's got it in dangerous positions, as I say, he's got beyond his defender. But it's a lovely game to watch, an enjoyable game to watch. It's players wanting to take on other players, using skills. You know, some of the games can be quite antiseptic, quite dull, you know the passing regimes that are going to happen. There's long periods where little happens. It's not been that kind of game here.
It's not a game where both sides are playing not to lose at the moment. They are taking the bull by the horns, if you like. Here comes Ferdinand, slides a lovely ball in towards Bocejor, but it was well read by Mendoza, the right back for Honduras. Chance of a shot perhaps by Fernandez, and then there was a lovely run down the right hand side by Isla, the right back, but the pass was cut out. And here come Honduras again in their all white strip, but once again midfielders swarming around the player on the ball, but it's Fernandez, I should say, who is penalised inside the Honduras half for a free kick. He'll have to be a little bit careful on a yellow card, won't he? It was a cynical foul, you could argue. The physical challenge,
you're right. You shouldn't make the challenge. It was from behind, but he got the ball.
He just poked his foot between his legs, didn't he, and got the ball.
I think, no, I haven't said that. The referee, I thought he was too cards happy earlier on. And remember, he's from the Seychelles. He's a bit nervous himself. He's calmed down. There's been a couple of times when he could have reached for his pocket, but he hasn't done that since. So well done. He's realised he doesn't want to end up with 10 aside or 9 aside here.
Bravo, the goalkeeper for Chile, just rolls it out short. And here come the men in red and blue once again. It's Carmona, the holding midfielder, number 6. He just rolls a ball languidly out to the right-hand side to Isla, the fullback, gets it back again. Here they come into the Honduras half now, Chile. Nice ball played out to the left-hand side to Vidal. He miscontrols, though. That's been a rarity so far from these skillful Chile players. Mendoza for Honduras with the throwing down the line. And the ball last off Pavon, but I think he may have got himself a free kick here.
Yeah, a little bit of a nudge there. There wasn't a great deal in it, but the assistant referee gave that one again. And the more I watch this game, I'd like a nod towards Nigel Adler there in his commentary at the start. The problem with Chile is they're not getting centre forward. It's absolutely right. He mentioned the first half, right at the start of the game there. And the striker who's playing up front for him just now, Valdivia, he's a nice player, he's a lovely player, but he just doesn't look like a centre forward. He looks like another one of these tricky wide players.
Well, Esteban Paredes is on the bench. The problem has been created by the absence of Humberto Suazo, so maybe we'll see him in the second half. He got injured in a pre-World Cup friendly against Israel, a hamstring injury. That's the day that Chile actually played 2 friendlies in the same day against Northern Ireland as well.
But they didn't expect to get an injury somewhere?
No, well, they were hoping they wouldn't, particularly to a player like Suazo, who scored 10 goals, the top scorer in South American qualifying. Here's Espinosa for Honduras. He's just muscled out of it in the penalty area. The ball goes back to Mendoza, the fullback. He slides a nice ball inside. The cross comes over. It's cleared first time, left-footed by Ponce. And now a chance of a breakaway for Chile. Valvidia wide on the right-hand side. Isla cuts inside this time, looking for the 1-2 with Valvidia, but it was well read by Palacios, who now strides clear, a tall figure in all white. A couple of lollipops now out to the left-hand side to Roger Espinosa of the Kansas City Wizards in Major League Soccer. Back into Palacios, bit of space on the edge of the penalty area, rolls it into Nunez. Nunez has to turn back away from goal, 10 yards outside the penalty area. He's going to have a run here at the Chile defence, but that's good defending, covering defending by Rodrigo Miller. And away come Chile. End-to-end stuff here in Nels Preet. Oh, goodness me, that is a heavy, heavy challenge on Sanchez. Free kick given.
No, he's not given it.
Has he not given a free kick for that? Figueroa, goodness me. The ball had long gone there from Sanchez, and Figueroa dives in, but maybe it's more a case of Sanchez running into the defender who'd already gone down to ground, but it was a clumsy-looking challenge.
I'm with you.
Maybe not the sending off I was maybe thinking about early on, but certainly a free kick.
He's just thrown his body in a position that stops Sanchez. Okay, so he's tackled him with his shoulder. It looks something you'd normally see in a rugby league game, or even an American football game. It didn't look like a soccer challenge, as they say here.
He went head over heels after that, didn't he?
Yes.
But just back to that point about the strikers that Nigel made a little bit earlier. On the bench is Paredes, who scored 4 in 3 friendlies in the build-up. He's an out-and-out striker. But Bielsa did go with this remarkable 3-3-1-3 formation throughout qualification in the friendlies. He has switched that today. It is interesting, his approach.
It's quite a fluid. It's a 4-3-3 that he's playing just now. There's certainly 3 attacking players up there. Someone's getting... No, it's only a booking. It's only a booking for, is it Figueroa? And the referee's making big play. It's Palacios.
Wilson Palacios.
He's making big play. It's repeated foul play. So that's what he's getting it for.
He doesn't look happy with the decision, Wilson Palacios, but he goes into the book. So the third booking of this first half. 33 minutes almost gone here in Nels Preet. Honduras 0, Chile 0. An enterprising game so far. Entertaining to watch, fairly open. There have been chances and lots of nice play between the penalty boxes to enjoy. Ball on the left-hand side for Chile now. It's with their left-back Vidal, who's seen a lot of the ball, inside to Carmona. Now Fernandez sprays it wide to Isla, out the edge of the area now to Sanchez, twisting and turning, 2 defenders on him. He goes into the penalty area, just being forced a little bit wide there. He's got quick feet, Sanchez, but he's just been outnumbered there, and he concedes a throw-in. But
they're beginning to suss him now, aren't they? The Hondurans have realised that he's the danger man, and every time, as you say, he gets the ball, he's got at least 2 men around him. But that he should be using that to his advantage now. If there's 2 men around him, there's space elsewhere. He's got to play it.
Get rid. As they say, but in the nicest possible way.
No, drawing the players. Absolutely do that. But when you've drawn them in, it's important to release it at the right time.
Carmona slides the ball into the edge of the penalty area. Fernandez again, who's seeing a lot of the ball. That's an excellent ball inside to the fullback. Cross comes in. Here's the chance. And a goal! Chile take the lead. Beausejour. And they've thoroughly deserved it. 34 minutes gone here in Nels Preet. A terrific move. Fernandez, who slid the ball through to Mauricio Isla. The low cross came in, and there was Beausejour to give Chile the lead. Remember, they're searching for their first victory in the World Cup final since 1962, and they lead Honduras by 1-0.
And it comes as no surprise. It came down that right-hand side there. Lovely through ball, absolutely onside, only by a yard or so, when it was slipped through to the attacking fullback who was coming on the right-hand side, Isla. And near post, your man Beausejour gets in there. But that's a classic play, and well done the officials. Many would have put a flag up for offside. That it was a tight call, it was done at speed, but they got it right.
He was challenging at the near post with Sergio Mendoza, the right back. Mendoza got something on the ball, and eventually it was bundled in, really, from Beausejour.
This game could actually get even better now, because Honduras have to come out. So they come out now, and it has been end to end. It has been a very, very open game so far. But of course, the one team that were slightly more defensive minded were Honduras. They have no option as the game goes on now. We could have a game in our hands here.
And let's just hope that Chile don't just sit back and enjoy this 1-0 lead and protect it.
I don't think they will, do you?
They're not built that way,
no,
are
they're
they?
not.
Vidal, the left back, has the ball. The sea of red on the opposite side of the ground to our commentary position. They're all bouncing up and down over there. On their feet, flags of Chile are flying, some scarves over there as well. It's a wonderful scene in the sunshine here in Nels Pret. Chile lead Honduras by 1-0 into the final 10 minutes of an entertaining first half. Ponce, the Chile centre half, rolls the ball out to Isla, the man who set up that goal. He plays a lovely ball in, lovely flick from Sanchez. Isla bombing down the right hand side again into Valvidia. It's a back heel into the Honduras penalty area. Wonderful, wonderful play, and in the end it was Rodrigo Miller sliding in to concede a corner.
Are we watching Chile, or are we watching Brazil,
in
or are
disguise.
we watching Spain? They've been fabulous at the start here, and you know that the tail's up, they've got that little bit of confidence. That move there was fantastic. I mean, we watched Portugal the other night, Ivory Coast. Did any of those teams play as well as this? Okay, they're playing against good players, but I don't know if I've seen a team that have impressed me more so far in this competition.
You say they remind you of Spain. They've been likened, I think, by the Slovakia coach after a pre-season or pre-World Cup friendly to Barcelona.
Yeah. I'm not shocked, I have to say.
Fernandez swings a high corner over. The punch from Valderes, the goalkeeper. But Chile have possession once again. They've gone all the way back to Gary Medel of Boca Juniors. Plays his football in Argentina. Long ball forward. It's chested down by a Honduran defender and lofted clear. And it seems to be more of a route one clearance technique at the moment by the Hondurans, just to get the ball out and give themselves a few moments just to have a breather. It's relentless, this Chile attacking. But they've gone long this time, looking towards Sanchez. But is it offside or a foul? It's a push, I think, says
possibly a push there, and a bit of a shame that, because once again, no panic from the striker when the ball was played up to him. Instead of trying to do something silly, overhead kick, he tries to hold the ball down. When I say the striker, it was Sanchez who moved into the central area there. They just seem to make the right decisions a lot of the time, most of the players in the team, but
an instinctive awareness of where their teammates are. And I think Bielsa was onto something, because Chile in 2007 finished third in the FIFA World Cup, didn't they, for that age group? And he fast-tracked a lot of these players into the national team. Honduras coming down the right-hand side through Alvarez, the number 17. But he's tackled by Vidal, the left-back, and the last touch comes off Alvarez, and it's a Chile throw-in. Now, he is called El Loco, the madman, but it isn't because he's prone to any great bouts of hysteria or passion or anger. It's because of his meticulous attention to detail.
Obviously, he get called El Loco for lots of reasons.
Yeah, he's got an obsessive attention to detail, apparently. Breaks all game videos down to 5 minutes and uses colour-coded pens. And anyway, here comes Chile again, edge of the penalty area. It's desperate defending at the moment by Honduras, but they get the ball clear, and Alvarez has a little bit of space here to run into. He releases the ball to Nunez, back to Alvarez, inside right channel. Nunez again, 10 yards outside the penalty area. A chance of a shot left-footed, and he just got underneath it, as we've seen so many times in this World Cup so far. And it goes, 10 yards over the top of Claudio Bravo's goal.
He was actually just leaning back into that, Arlo. So you're explaining to me that you're called El Loco because you do meticulous organisation of the things you need to know about a game. You use coloured pens. So I've been surrounded by lots of El Locos, such as you, John Murray, Nigel Adderley. There's millions of you.
We're all El Locos. I even brought a Pritt stick with me to stick some of these things down. You're very impressed with that. It was like the arts and crafts lesson, wasn't it, in the media centre a little bit earlier on as we got our notes together. 1-0 to Chile over Honduras. 5 minutes or so remaining in the first half here in Nels Pret. Spain against Switzerland follows. Sorry, Pat.
Did your eyes go wide open there when there was a very poor ball played in there by number 8, who was it, Vidal?
Vidal.
To be honest,
it was a collector's item, wasn't it?
It absolutely was, and that's the point about it just now. The standard of passing as well has been fabulous from Chile. I mean, I hope I'm not getting too carried away. I'm not going to say right now this is a team that can win the World Cup, but I'll tell you what, they're in a good group. if things go well for them, and they can grow in confidence, they can have a good run in this tournament. And if they continue to play like this,
we'll take anybody that entertains us at the moment as well, won't we, Pat? Having been slightly starved so far in the World Cup, although I think there were flickers of life yesterday. New Zealand's equaliser, that was a great moment, wasn't it?
The North Korean goal, of course.
The North Korean goal. Brazil played some nice stuff last night, either side of the disappointing 0-0 draw between Portugal and the Ivory Coast. Viesla still in his technical area, pointing to his defence. Carmona with a defensive header. Ponce has to volley that one clear. Bocejor is up, but so is the Honduras defence, and it's Gary Medel, the fellow centre-half for Ponce, for Chile, who spreads the ball out wide, and that's a little bit untidy. He gets away with it. Sanchez, twisting, turning, is back to goal. He's running back towards the halfway line. He could perhaps release it a little bit earlier on occasions. Yeah. But just again, as he's got two defenders snapping at his heels.
That's the problem, though. He knows that he's a creative player and he wants to get the ball, but they've realised that. They're closing him down. They're right beside him. They're on his back. That's the time. You've done your first job. You pull them towards you and you play first time. You noticed about 5 or 10 minutes ago he did a little back heel flick when the ball came to him. A one-touch play. It was the right thing to do.
Can Sanchez get on the end of this one on the edge of the penalty area? It's not clear convincingly, and he almost got it about 22 yards out, but there was a Honduran foot that went in, and here comes Palacios. Now wide on the right-hand side to Mendoza, the right back. That's a sloppy ball. Vidal intercepts. He's got runners ahead of him and inside of him, the Chile left back. Valvidia looks to get him. That's a good challenge and a good ball by Palacios. Alvarez into the attack here for Honduras. Espinosa wide on the left. He tries to slip the ball into Carlos Pavon, the 36-year-old veteran international striker, but Medel read it, and away come Chile again. Look at the space out there. It's wonderful to behold. Vidal inside to Valvidia, who started as a striker, who's dropped back into central midfield, with Sanchez now, who's the pivotal figure up front in attack. Valvidia deeper, slides a lovely ball into Bocejor down the left-hand side. They're onside here, and the ball is cleared by Honduras for a throw-in.
When are they going to figure this out? The ball played between the centre-back and the full-back, time and time again, played through. They don't seem to have the pace to go on the end of it. The timing of the pass is important, but the Chileans have got the capabilities to do that. Time and again, it got the goal for Chile as well, but they've done it 4 or 5 times. They've got to sort that one out, Honduras.
Vidal with a throw-in. 42 minutes gone here in Nelsprigg. 1-0 Chile lead Honduras. The World Cup on 5 Live. Vidal back to Carmona, the defensive midfielder for Chile. He lofts one into the box, looking for Valvidia. There's too much on that one, though, unfortunately for him. And Valaderas, the Honduras goalkeeper, is out to claim confidently, wearing all black this afternoon. Flick on to Pavon. He rolls it back to Espinosa. Some neat play by Honduras in the centre circle. Now with Nunez, wide to Alvarez. Actually, Vidal, he's getting very little change out of Vidal, the left-back, who's tall for a left-back, isn't he? A physical, athletic figure who likes to bomb forward, Vidal, but equally adept defending.
I have to say, he does like to go forward, and he's often posted missing, and that is, as we were saying, when they look dangerous this right-hand side, it's when Vidal's going forward.
Danger here. Chile on the attack is Miller, rolls the ball across. Sanchez with the opportunity, cuts inside, shoots it. It's charged down, and there goes Valvidia trying to get in on the rebound, and he toe pokes it over the crossbar, and it's going to be a goal kick. Sanchez, could he have taken the shot first time right-footed? He cuts inside. He was only about 11 or 12 yards out from goal, decided to try and get it on his left foot, and the shot was charged down.
But once again, there was a chance there to go across it. A striker would do that. He would just take it first time, keep it low, zip it away from the other side of the goalkeeper. I have to say, though, it took it inside, left-hand shot, didn't catch it particularly well, but it did hit the hand of the defender as it was shot. Number 3 there.
Who is?
Figueroa.
Maynor Figueroa, who's playing centre-back for Honduras and not in his position that he normally plays for Wigan Athletic. Go on then, ball to hand to ball.
No, I wouldn't give it. I would not have given that one. I'm delighted the referee didn't. I don't think he's seen it anyway, but I certainly wouldn't have given that as a penalty kick. Just looking at the kind of, the attitude of the players and, the body language of the players at the moment. Honduras need to get to half-time, don't they? They've not got long to wait just now, but they've got to get to half-time. We lost another goal there, and I think the game was finished. The game may well be finished with the goalkeeper.
It could be a tiring business chasing the ball, can't it? And often chasing shadows, as they have been in this first 45 minutes. I think the Honduras goalkeeper, as you say, Valaderas, has an issue at the moment, but it's Honduras on the attack. And I think they won a free kick 10 yards outside, 15 yards perhaps, outside the Chile penalty area. It was a foul on Emilio Izaguirre, the left back who'd gone bombing forward in attack. And this is an opportunity here just before the break, isn't it?
I have to say, Sanchez was the man who followed the overlap. Izaguirre was overlapping. Sanchez, being the winger, followed him. Got, for me, an absolutely crystal clean tackle on the ball. Referee's given a free kick.
And he's counting back the 10 yards now for the three-man Chile wall. So we're just into injury time at the end of the first half here. A late opportunity for Honduras to draw level. We're yet to witness, 1 minute to be added, by the way, at the end of this half. Nunez is over the ball, yet to witness a direct free kick goal. It looks like Nunez is going to strike one. He does. It's a good one, and it's tipped over the bar by Claudio Bravo. Not a great deal of pace on that ball. He was a good 30 yards out, but he was on target.
Do you know, very similar. We had one other free kick early on in the game, and it was very, very similar. It was taken from about 30 yards out, dipping below the keeper.
Finally seeing some of these Jubilani balls dip in this match. Nunez swings a corner in. It's high, and it's difficult to deal with, and the goalkeeper didn't claim it. The ball's headed out by a Chile defender, but that'll be it. End of the first half. And an entertaining one it has been too. Chile lead by 1-0, Pat Nevin.
I think we've seen one of the most enjoyable 45 minutes of the World Cup so far. And it's all down. I had nothing against Honduras. They're trying their best just now. But I have to say, Chile have been fantastic just now. Great skill, great attitude towards the game, attack minded all the way through, great team spirit, and they are showing that right now. They're not going off the pitch.
This is extraordinary. This is taking me back to the Five Nations days of the late 70s, early 80s, before rugby union players used to go down into the tunnel. Both teams at the moment in their huddles out on the field. I'm sure they will go down the tunnel eventually, but they're giving each other a pep talk at the end of the half, and now they break the huddle and both teams will disappear into the changing rooms to get their half-time team talk. Excellent stuff so far. Really enjoyed it. Do stay with us for the second half here on 5 Live at the World Cup. The half-time score here in Nels Preet: Chile 1, Honduras 0.
Welcome back to Umpalanga. The second half about to get underway here. Chile making their way out after a very impressive opening 45 minutes. Alexis Sanchez of Udinese really catching the eye, but the goal scored by Jean Beausejour just before half-time. A rather fortunate goal. He was in the right place at the right time to deflect in a clearance from Sergio Mendoza, and Honduras looked like a team who have had a bit of a talking to in the dressing room. There's a lot of words being expressed between the back four, and I think, Pat Nevin, they haven't done badly, but they're up against a good team.
Yeah, they were second best. They were second best in just about every single department in the first half, but the work ethic was fine. They were slightly more defensive, and they suffered slightly from that. Looking to where they can change it, where they can adapt it. Certainly Pavon up front needs a little bit more help, and I can see right from the start that they've changed their system. Pavon's now got Alvarez up front alongside him, so a little more positive. They're playing a 4-1-3-2 now, so that's exactly what they had to actually do.
So the Honduran team then, Valladares in goal, the back four, Mendoza, Chavez, Figueroa and Izaguirre, Nunez, Guevara and Palacios in midfield, with Espinosa operating down the left-hand side, and now Alvarez moving in from the right to partner Carlos Pavon in attack, as Chile try and move the ball forward down this near side, but the clearance is made by Figueroa, and the final touch was off Arturo Vidal, and that will be a throw in to Honduras. So the team for Chile: Bravo in goal, a back four, Vidal, Mendes, Ponce and Isla, Carmona holding in midfield along with Miller, and the front four really taking the eye: Fernandez, Sanchez, Valdivia and Beausejour, the only goal scorer so far. It's still a lovely day here in Nels Preet, clear blue skies overhead, the temperature pleasantly warm in the mid-60s, as Honduras playing from right to left in their all-white kit. Bring the ball forward now. It's played forward towards the edge of the penalty area, and Alvarez, who goes down looking for a penalty, but our referee, Eddie Mele from the Seychelles, said nothing doing.
No huge complaints, but I have to say from here it looked very like a penalty kick then. And if it was no, he's got a tiniest touch. Well done to the referee for spotting that. It was the tiniest little touch, and in the end it was a great tackle. But good start to the second half for Honduras. Have changed the system. They're more positive about it, and if it's possible, we're going to have an even more open game in the second half, I think.
Well, let's hope so, as Chile try and bring the ball forward now, but then they give the ball away. Palacios wide towards this near side, but Honduras give the ball away again, and it will be a throw-in to the Hondurans. Isagere, the fullback, will take it. Throws the ball infield towards Alvarez, who turns neatly but needs support. Plays the ball further infield to Núñez. Back towards Alvarez again. Pavón makes the run ahead of him, but the shot will come in the end from Guevara, the captain, winning his 136th cap here today. Unsurprisingly, a record in Honduras. But now Chile come forward again. Sanchez with a great ball down the middle, looking for Beausejour. Important challenge from Figueroa. In the sunshine on the far side, it's picked up by Vidal down the left. High ball into the penalty area, headed away well by Guevara, the captain. But Chile first to the second ball again. Vidal attacking the penalty area down the left, tries to curl a ball across the box, and in the end it's gone behind.
What about Sanchez's run though? Fantastic slalom run. Again, that was very mindful of I think it's Ronaldo. No, Ronaldo. I thought it was very Ronaldo there. He was kind of swaying one way then the other. His balance was absolutely fantastic in that occasion. Took it past 3 players and played a good ball in between the 2 centre backs. And it isn't the wingers union. That guy streaks ahead of anyone else in the pitch at the moment. And he's got very good players around him, but purely for entertainment value, he's been very, very good.
Fernandez plays the ball infield towards Valdivia, but the Chilean centre forward, a notional centre forward, is beaten to it and gives the ball away. Osman Chavez plays it wide to the far side, the Honduran right, but the move breaks down again, and there's a real lack of confidence and maybe a lack of quality once Honduras get into the final third, as Chile bring the ball forward again with Vidal down the left, infield towards Carmona. And it's Hernandez wide towards the far side, and Chile here offering more at the start of the second half, leading by a goal to nil. Miller knocks the ball down, looking for Fernandez. Back towards Miller again, and now further wide towards Sanchez. Down the right hand side, a couple of step overs as he tries to attack the byline, but in the end, too many step overs. Isagere comes in with the challenge, treads on the ball, and it's gone behind for a Chile corner. And Sanchez apologises because there he was showboating just a bit too much.
Absolutely, 100%. He had 3 players round him, he had drawing players towards him. That's the time to, chip a ball, scoop a ball to the back post instead of doing the fancy dance stuff. If he ever comes over to, say, British football or English football and ends up with someone like Sir Alex Ferguson, that'll be pushed out of him quick enough.
Fernandez plays a short corner to Sanchez. Back towards Fernandez again. High ball in, looking for Ponce with the header. The shot will come inside the penalty area, but it's cleared away. In the end, Chile there close to a second goal, but they do well to win the ball back. It was Medel, the central defender, with a shot, and now it's wide to the far side and Vidal, and the referee has seen something he doesn't like. There's a Honduran player down inside the penalty area. That's Pavón, and it will be a break in play here and some treatment for the veteran. It's quite 36 years old.
Quite intriguing what happened there. Pavón went down, and I don't think there was anything particularly wrong with the challenge. In fact, there wasn't. He's injured himself clearing the ball. But what Honduras did is they stopped playing. Now, the ruling, as I understand it, is you keep on playing until the referee tells you not to play anymore. They just stopped playing. Now, if Chile wanted to, they could have walked through and scored a goal, but they decided against it. They were very gentlemanly, very sportsmanlike. I thought that was a very dangerous one to do. And we have to mention them again. We finally have to mention the Vuvuzelas, don't we?
Yeah, they're in some sort of harmony here today.
Yeah, I've never asked a new one on me.
5 minutes played in the second half. Chile leading Honduras here in Group H by a goal to nil on 5 Live Sport from the BBC. But Honduras in all white do well to win the ball back down this near side. It's played infield towards Ramon Núñez, but very quickly Miller has it back for Chile. And now Vidal plays it further wide to the far side, and Isla looking to attack the penalty area. Sanchez and Valdivia wait on the edge of the Honduran box. It's now played high into the penalty area by Vidal. Wide to this right hand side, and Sanchez. Here's the key man, plays a low ball, and it may fall towards Valdivia, and the shot will come in the end. The man offside, Isla, inside the penalty area. It was a good save by Valladares, but yet again, when Chile get the ball in key areas, they have the presence of mind to play the ball around.
Yeah, they have, and they've good players, and the fact that Honduras have tried to be a little bit more offensive about their play in this second half, is going to open up gaps, and that is dream time for Chile just now, and they are having great enjoyment. Now they've made a change here. I'm going to watch very, very closely I think they may. No, I think it's 20 for 18. I thought they might have been going for the 3-3-1-8, but
no. Miller's gone off,
not.
and he's replaced by the West Bromwich Albion player, Gonzalo Yara. So
Yara's gone to left fullback. So he is a left fullback.
He played in all the warm-up games, Gonzalo Yara, having had a good season at West Bromwich Albion after having a few problems settling down in the Coca-Cola Championship. Of course, helped his team to promotion, and he'll hope to be playing in the Premier League next season. Now, a long ball played forward into the Chile penalty area, flicked on by a Chile head towards goal, but in the end gathered well by Claudio Bravo, their captain. The shadows beginning to creep across the pitch here as we approach mid-afternoon, just before 2:45 local time in the afternoon here in Nelspruit. 7 minutes played in the second half, and Chile leading Honduras here by 1-0. Spain against Switzerland, the final game of the first round, also in this group, kicks off at 3 o'clock UK time in Durban. And then tonight, the big game here for most of the people inside this stadium wearing the yellow and green Bafana shirts. In Group A at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria, South Africa against Uruguay. And if the home side, the host nation, can win that game tonight, they'll have a real chance of making the second round, as Honduras try and bring the ball forward again on the far side, but Alvarez's ball forward was behind Pavon, and it's a throw into Chile. And at the moment, Pat, Honduras just lacking a bit of invention, aren't they?
Yeah, they have. Well, I don't know about at the moment, generally throughout most of the game. But I think they've actually coped slightly better in the second half. I mean, we tend to be looking at the fact that they're getting in the opposing half in this second half. That was hardly happening for large periods of the first half. So I think they're probably a wee bit more heartened by their second half, but they do have to create the odd chance now and again. As you say, it's only 1-0 just now, and for how much of the play and the possession that Chile have had, it's only 1-0.
Mendoza with a low ball into the penalty area for Honduras, but it's cleared away and eventually hooked clear by Valvidia up towards the halfway line. And the clearance from Manuel Figueroa of Wigan back to his goalkeeper Noel Valladares, defending the goal away to our right hand side. Chile in their red shirts and blue shorts, and there are thousands of Chile fans similarly dressed on the far side. A good number of Honduran fans, considering that the distance and the cost of travelling to South Africa. Plenty of national flags also being waved on the far side. A good holiday atmosphere here. Of course, a national holiday here in South Africa today, as we were hearing at half-time, as Chile bring it forward again with Sanchez. Lovely body swerve to go beyond the challenge of Alvarez up towards the edge of the penalty area. And if he ever came to the Premier League, he could expect some of that as well. The challenge comes in on this near side by Espinosa, and that will be a free kick to Chile.
I think it was noticed by both of you early on in the game that he has got a problem. The self-indulgence is coming through now a little bit. And he has to get rid of that. He's much better if he runs at players. Sanchez gets the ball, runs at players, or if he's too many players around him, he passes the ball off quickly. But when he's static and starts doing too many tricks, when he's static, he's less impressive.
Fernandez over this free kick down the right hand side, driven high towards the far post, headed towards goal. It loops towards this near side. Honduras will eventually smuggle the ball away, and Espinosa plays it up towards the halfway line, looking for the run of Alvarez, but in the end Chile will clear, and Chile continue to dominate in terms of goalmouth chances. 10 minutes played in the second half here in Nelspruit in the northeast of South Africa, and Chile lead Honduras by 1-0. Here's Sanchez now in a central area, tries another step over, and this time he gives the ball away. Espinosa for Honduras tries to thread it through towards Alvarez, but Chile win the ball back, and Chile bring it forward again now with Isla down this near side, a teammate of Sanchez at Udinese. Now Valdivia drives a high ball from right to left, a good ball as well. Here's Vidal back into the penalty area. Sanchez goes down looking for a penalty, and Osman Chavez clearly very unimpressed by that attempt, although Sanchez has gone down and stayed down.
Yeah, and I don't think it was the original tackle that's actually hurt him. I think as he fell down, he fell into the defender, and that's where the pains come from. So yeah, I'm not convinced it was a penalty. We'll see, no doubt, in the screens in front of us. We'll see a replay in a moment. It's quite a distance away from us just now, but yeah, it'll be a difficult one for them to deal with. And
it was Palacios with the challenge, and that was a penalty.
Yes, it was. Absolutely. The referee got that one wrong. And
he was stamped on by Chavez.
Absolutely. I knew that's why he was rolling about in the end. He's made the most of the first chance, but it was, there was...
Well, he wasn't stamped on. In fairness to Chavez, he made a clearance and his leg came down and happened to land maybe on Sanchez.
Yeah. Was that Palacios there?
It was Palacios who made the challenge. He was very quick to say, give him a yellow card, he's diving. But looking at the replay, that was a penalty. But not given. But Chile still leading 1-0. Bring it forward now with Fernandez. Down this near side, Sanchez back on his feet, tries to win the ball back, and eventually it's all a bit scrappy, and there's a foul on Sanchez, and it will be a free kick to Chile down this near side there right. 57 minutes played here, and Chile lead Honduras by a 1-0. Jean Beausejour scoring the goal late in the first half, and Chile, on the balance of play, do deserve to be further ahead. And Fernandez will whip this free kick high into the penalty area. Medel and Ponce have also come up from the back to offer some extra height. Fernandez with a dangerous ball in, headed away well by Palacios towards that far side, and it will be a throw into Chile.
That was a great ball in there by Fernandez. He's a long way out on the right hand side there. It was this out-swinging ball that he's put in, but incredibly difficult to defend that ball there, right into the most dangerous area. Very unlucky they didn't get a chance on goal.
Valdivia back towards Vidal on the far side in the sunshine. Beausejour tries to win it back for Chile, and eventually he fouls Alvarez, and that will be a free kick to Honduras. And their supporters in this stadium, in the upper tier of the stand on the far side, trying to get behind their team, and they're about to make a change as well, and it's an attacking change. The wonderfully named Georgie Welcome will be coming on, and I would be not too surprised if Pavon was the man who makes way. But now Isaguirre brings it forward for Honduras down this near side, but it's cleared away well by Medel up towards the halfway line, and he's found Sanchez with those banana yellow boots. Infield again towards Fernandez, who very much is the playmaker in this Chilean team. Finding Sanchez, attacking the penalty area, back in towards Fernandez, who tried to thread it through a forest of Honduran legs to find Sanchez a third time, but he couldn't do so, and Honduras bring the ball away, and it's possible here they could break with Guevara, their captain, wide to this near side looking for Nunez. The challenge comes in from Isla, and that will be a throw into Honduras midway inside the Chilean half, and it is Carlos Pavon, who did injure himself a few moments ago making a clearance. He makes way, and Georgie Welcome is the player who comes on. Another player who also plays his club football in the Honduran League.
Yeah, and he's a tall lad as well. He's gone straight into the old-fashioned centre-forwards position. That's just a few moments where you begin to see a little bit of hope developing for Honduras at the moment, but I think it's mostly to do with the fact that Chile aren't zipping the ball about quite as quickly and as beautifully as they were in the first half. You have to get back to that, a little bit less overindulgence, a little bit more playing for each other.
Valdivia now for Chile. A good ball wide to this near side. Sanchez dabs it into the penalty area, and coming forward was the overlapping Isla, who tried the shot, blocked well by Manuel Figueroa, and that will be a throw into Chile. Taken quickly by Sanchez. Back towards Isla again. Space inside the penalty area now for Fernandez. His cross though is blocked. Here's Sanchez down the right. Good ball in. Chested away by Figueroa on his knees, and a long ball cleared downfield by Chavez, looking for the run of Welcome on the far side, and the back pass is made. A good back pass by Medel, and Chile should be able to clear the ball away.
Certainly, it goes to the goalkeeper. He looks very comfortable on the ball. I mean, interesting to see what that kind of one-on-one was going to happen there, because we haven't seen a huge amount of Chile in defending. I was interested to see if they were only interested in attack, but he was perfectly positioned there, did very, very well on the centre-back.
Chile still lead by 1-0, but Honduras beginning to play their way into this game. And it's this man, Alvarez, who is at the heart of it, but his ball forward there deflects off Waldo Ponce, and that will be a throw into Honduras on the far side there right. 61 minutes played. Chile leading here by 1-0. And the final game in the group, Chile against Spain, could eventually be a playoff for first place. Sanchez believes he was fouled, but Chile win the ball back, and it's played forward now towards Valdivia. Lovely turn from him, and a ball down the centre to find Sanchez. It's still Sanchez with a shot, drags it wide, and that should have been 2-0.
Again, it's fabulous play, though, you have to say. It is very, very smooth. It is that Spain-Barcelona movement again. Looks brilliant, but it's the first touch, take and drag that time Sanchez did. It's just top quality. There's not that many players that seem capable of doing that at this level. Even at this level, he's a very, very special talent just now. He's got plenty about him, but he should have done better with the shot. Maybe that's typical of a winger. Very, very good until the last ball.
Well, you would know, Pat.
Thank you.
Free kick given to Honduras.
I'll just set them up, you put them away.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly, yeah. Honduras bringing the ball forward now with Guevara. Wide towards this near side and Espinosa. Infield to Alvarez. A neat turn from him. He has support wide of him down this near side. It's Guevara. And now Espinosa is flagged offside down the left. A promising moment there.
Tell you what, that's tight.
Yeah, it was tight. The first time in the second half we've really seen Honduras pass the ball around.
Yeah, and they look quite neat in it as well, but that was a very, very tight offside, although that is the official on the far side who got it spot on the first half. Just about to see it now. Did he time it right? No. I'd say that was onside.
Yeah, level, yeah.
Absolutely level. So, a bit unfortunate there for Honduras, but it was level. It was done at pace. It's hard to tell with the human eye.
62 minutes played here. Still Chile 1, Honduras 0 in Nels Plate. The Chilean supporters in good voice now on the far side. Many of them bouncing up and down, waving the Chilean national flag. I think I did see one St George flag in the ground earlier on today. I've not been to a game yet where there hasn't been at least one England supporter, but maybe this place is just a bit too remote, considering England, of course, are playing down in Cape Town later on in the week, as Chile win another free kick on the far side, their left. It will be whipped in by Matias Fernandez, and every single Honduran white shirt is back defending in a line on the edge of their penalty area, and they do have the potential to outmuscle Chile as Fernandez whips in a dangerous ball again. Oh, it's going to be a second goal. No, a brilliant save. The header came in for Waldo Ponce, and that's the save of the World Cup so far from Valladares. The ball was knocked high to the far post, deflected back in. Ponce with a diving header 4 yards out, and what a save from Valladares.
That was game, set and match that he managed to put that away there, and you just thought, how can he possibly miss it? But it has to be said, I think he did everything right. Ball played to the back post, nodded across really nicely. It's very, very low that he's had to dive towards that header there. He can't really get any power. He just gets it towards the goal. So well done. Great reaction from the goalkeeper.
Honduras looking to capitalise on that let-off, but they now give the ball away. Here's Sanchez, midway inside the Chile half, and it's wide to the far side, and Gonzalo Yara. Coming short to receive the pass is Valdivia. Back towards the West Bromwich Albion player again, Yara, and a good ball in field to find Vidal. No surprise, he very quickly plays it from left to right to try and find Sanchez, but on this occasion he miscontrols, and the ball's gone out for a throw into Honduras. And now Hendry Thomas of Wigan Athletic is coming on for Honduras, and he's replacing the captain, Armando Guevara.
Yeah, and the changes that they have made so far have worked to some degree, and Honduras are trying to get out of the park that little bit more in the second half. But over the last few minutes, the cracks have begun to open at the back there for Honduras. They've tuned two great chances there, and sadly for Chile, they've not been able to take them. Ponce, as you say, fantastic opportunity for him, but Sanchez had a chance for himself slightly, about 2 or 3 minutes before that as well. Again, it's a great open game.
Honduras coming forward now with Espinosa, a fine run down the centre, square towards Nunez. Welcome waits inside the penalty area, but Chile managed to smuggle the ball away, and Bocejor finds Yara on the far side, the left. A long ball played forward, and for a second there Valdivia looked to be clean through, but surely he was offside, and the free kick's given to Honduras.
Certainly was, and if he would have left that, it would have been angled better. Sanchez was onside, but it's a very, very tough ball to play with this brand new Jubilana ball. If you play it long at all, it tends just to skid through to the goalkeeper or out of play.
Welcome plays a 1-2 on the edge of the penalty area for Honduras. Now Palacios back towards Nunez, who tries to play the ball wide to this near side with the outside of his right boot for the overlapping player Mendoza, but in the end it was overhit, and that will be a throw in to Chile. But a very open game here, possibly in terms of two teams, the most open game so far. Of course, Germany were very impressive against Australia in terms of goals scored the other night, but here we have two teams really going for it in the second half, and as a result it's fairly entertaining.
And particularly so if you look at the way Chile are playing just now. They're one goal up. Lots of other teams in the tournament so far have got that one goal up, and they've taken the foot off the gas. They've not tried to go and attack. You know, they've held a little bit back. It's a long tournament. Not really been the case with Chile. They want another goal.
Fernandez coming forward now, attacking the penalty area, but the ball forward is cleared away by Chavez. But now Yara brings it forward again for Chile. It's dabbed wide to the far side, looking for Vidal, but he's forced back towards the halfway line by the pace of the pass back to him, and in the end he commits an infringement, and Honduras have a free kick just inside their own half, and it's gone back towards Figueroa. Of course, we've seen him score from inside his own half in the Premier League last season, but now he plays a long ball forward looking for Welcome. He appeals for handball as the ball drops from his aerial challenge with Yara, and now it's cleared long downfield for Chile once again, and it will be played back by Figueroa to his goalkeeper Valladares. So we've reached the midpoint of the second half. Chile still lead here by 1-0. Here's Arlo White.
Thank you, Nigel. Chile haven't won a World Cup finals game since they beat Yugoslavia in the third and fourth place playoff back in 1962. That was on home soil, and they're on the attack again. Alexis Sanchez looking to get on the end of a pass there. The ball cleared by Honduras, not far though, and here comes Isla, the fullback, inside to Sanchez with a chance to cross. There's a chance here for Chile, and there's an excellent saving tackle by Figueroa late on there as Sanchez was shaping to shoot just outside the 6-yard box, and it's Honduras who can counter-attack here. Alvarez, who's seen a lot of the ball in this second half since he's been brought into a more central position off the main striker. He was playing wide on the right-hand side in the first 45 minutes, and he's on the ball again, Alvarez. Honduras are still very much in this game. This is their second World Cup finals, their best result, a 1-1 draw with the host Spain in 1982. They acquitted themselves very well in the finals back then. They drew with Northern Ireland as well before losing to Yugoslavia and going home. Palacios rolls it wide to Nunez, corner of the penalty area, testing ball in and not dealt with particularly convincingly that time by Gary Medel, but it was effective. Throw in. Attacking position to Honduras left-hand side.
So a bit concerning for Chile just now. They have had chance after chance after chance, and it's still only 1-0. And what that does more than anything else, that actually lifts Honduras. They think this is written in the start of this one. We've got to get a chance at some point in this game. Honduras, will they take it when it comes?
Here's Palacios on the left-hand touchline, pressured by two Chile defenders. Lovely bit of skill. He's beaten both of them, and there was a solid tackle that eventually came in by Alexis Sanchez, but he's conceded a corner. Good play by Palacios. Powerful midfield play from a tight position on the touchline, and he's won a corner. And as you said in the first half, Pat, they have a clear physical advantage here, some of the Honduran players.
They've also got Welcome on as well, who's a tall, rangy centre forward.
Espinosa will take this left-footed, will curl it out towards the edge of the 6-yard box. The ball is bouncing around, and it was Osman Chavez, the centre-half, who was trying to get in on that one, but Claudio Bravo, the Chile goalkeeper, is out to claim, and the danger for the time being has been averted. There was half an appeal for handball against Waldo Ponce. I
have to say, I thought that too.
Ball skipped off the turf, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
And hit him sort of in the midriff, perhaps.
I think it would have been unfortunate on him. I don't think it was deliberate. It's just the way the ball was coming up pace and bounced up. Certainly wasn't going towards goal.
Now we've got a Chile attacker who's down on the ground getting some attention from the referee, Melee from the Seychelles. It really is a United Nations team out there for Chile. Only one player who out on the field at the moment who plays his football at home in Chile for Colo Colo. There's somebody that plays their football in England, Spain, 3 in Italy, Portugal, UAE, Mexico, Germany and Argentina. There's a lot of experience out there.
So you're telling me they don't go out for a social drink with each other at the weekends?
Well, it's probably nice to see each other again when they get together, isn't it? And swap stories.
Intriguing just now. I mean, the player who's down injured just now is Valdivia, and he's not an out-and-out centre forward. He's played very well. He's held the ball well. He seems to be in some amount of pain. It'd be interesting to see who they would bring on in his place up front. And I was thinking how well that Chile have played so far. And of course, what is the one problem? They've made chance after chance after chance, and they haven't scored yet. The centre forward's not playing today. if you stick a top-class centre-forward on the end of the chances they are creating today, it could have been a cricket score.
Well, this will be interesting, because if he does stay off the field, Valdivia, it may mean that Humberto Suazo does come into the play. We'll keep you posted on that, with Valdivia still on the touchline, limping. But Honduras, I should say, mounting attack on the far side of the ground. The header comes into the penalty area, but Bravo comes in claims with Georgie Welcome bearing down on him, and he just looks to slow the play down a little bit here, Claudio Bravo, but he does boot the ball clear from his hands. Sanchez with a nice thigh down, taking the ball out of the sky. The ball now with Valdivia, who's back on the field on the right hand side, the number 10 for Chile. We'll keep our eye on him. Carmona, who's on a yellow card, swings it out to the left-hand side to Yara of West Bromwich Albion, who was injured in an FA Cup tie at Reading. A broken metatarsal in February. That ended his season. But he's played across all 4 defensive back positions, and in the holding midfield role as well for West Brom in their promotion season. Possession football here across the back line for Chile. Ball goes forward to Sanchez. He hooks it on towards Isla, the right back, but that's good defending by Izaguirre, the left back, who tries to get it clear but only goes as far as Sanchez. Lovely attempted ball through, and he's got the ball back again. He's running at the defence here, a couple of step overs, back to Fernandez shoots, an important block by Palacios, still not clear though in the penalty area. Beausejour inside the area, looking for either a cross here. He does chip it across, so there's a glancing header, and in the end it goes wide. It was Isla, the fullback, who stayed forward. Seemed to have all the time in the world there, yeah. Beausejour, didn't he? Everything seemed to stop for a few moments, and he did get a decent cross in, but it was just skimmed off the forehead of Isla, and the danger was averted.
Yeah, the ease in which I was going to say ease in which Isla gets by, but the ease in which they've got to the byline time and time again would be very concerning for Honduras. But I just think it's very, very good play. I think they've got such attack-minded players, Chile, just now. I'm bordering on stunned now that they haven't scored a second goal. They've had chance after chance after chance, and if they don't win this game, it would be a travesty for them, but travesties happen in football.
Figueroa with a defensive header for Honduras, but here come Chile again down the right hand side. It's Isla, this all-action right back, who wins a throw-in. He's got yellow boots on as well. He takes it quickly and backwards towards Carmona, and all the way back now to Gary Medel of Boca Juniors, who scored 2 goals in the recent Super Clasico against River Plate in Argentina. I think he was playing midfield that day. It was a game that was abandoned due to heavy rain and replayed 5 days later. Medel scored twice. It was 2-0 to Boca against River in that extraordinarily contentious rivalry in Buenos Aires, and then he was later sent off, but he's written his name large in Boca Juniors folklore. Here come Chile again down the left-hand side. Ball inside to Fernandez. Let's roll back to Yara. Honduras back in numbers here. Carmona is available alongside him. He goes forward to the edge of the penalty area now with Sanchez twisting and turning. He plays the ball out wide to the left-hand side. There could be a shot coming here for Chile. It is. It's an excellent effort. The goalkeeper spilt it, and this should be 2-0. It is. No, it's offside.
I actually think there was a handball possibly as well there by Sanchez. But once again, the control that they had in the play in the 18-yard area, the shot goes in, and if it just, I think it was just millimetres away for falling right for Sanchez there, and it didn't.
The shot came in, it was spilt by the goalkeeper, and there's the handball outside the 6-yard box. It was Valdivia who eventually rolled the ball into the net.
Yeah, it was a handball and an offside. But apart from that, it was a perfect goal.
Yeah. Lovely finish. Sanchez with the handball. And he's waiting for possession on the right-hand side for Chile, but he won't get it that time. And Chile, Honduras, I should say, win the ball back. A lobbed pass forward down the left-hand touchline, which Espinosa can't get to. And Chile have another opportunity to bring the ball forward. The ground, the pitch, almost in complete shadow now. Still azure skies above us. The stands with fans clad in red on the far side, still in sunshine. Here comes Sanchez of Udinese again into the penalty area. He cuts outside the area, plays a lovely ball across. It's Mendoza who has to slide desperately to cut that ball off before it reached Yara on the far side. He would have had a clear opportunity for a shot, and they've won the ball back again, and a free kick actually there, Chile. I thought the referee there could have played an advantage, but decided to pull the ball up.
100% that play there. He had the ball, he'd won it, he had been dragged back, but he also had some support with him as well on that left hand side. But give Honduras they're due. They've tried to get forward, but every time they push forward, they just get caught in the break by a very, very mobile, very, very good side.
76 minutes gone. Chile 1, Honduras 0. Matthias Fernandez with this free kick. Swings it in. Flick header. There's an opportunity just in front of goal for Gary Medel, the chap we were talking about a few moments ago, but it just squirmed away from him outside the 6-yard box and into the grateful grasp of Valadares, the Honduras goalkeeper. And Honduras trying to build now, looking for Georgie Welcome. The ball too long, cleared by Bravo, the goalkeeper. Well, it's been excellent, hasn't it? It's been great entertainment. Both sides trying to play football. We were having a good long chat, Pat, last night, weren't we, as Honduras prepared to make a substitution here.
Yeah, Nunez will come off, I think. Yeah.
Nunez, the number 7, is coming off. And into the action for Honduras comes number 15, Walter Martinez, who plays his club football for Marathon in Honduras. He is a forward. But it's the teams, as you've talked about before, with the short passing games, with the movements that are going to do well in this World Cup because of the altitude, because of the flyaway ball, and because of the slick surfaces, the rock-hard surfaces that teams seem to want watering, which creates even more slickness. So any long balls forward, which less technical teams have to revert to because they can't play their way through opposition teams, they just skid off the surface and go out of play or go to the goalkeeper, don't they?
And I don't think I've seen a better team at this World Cup so far at this short interplay that just about every single player in this team wants to do.
Here's Sanchez, lovely skill. He skipped past one challenge on the right hand side, double step over, cross comes in, it's to the far post towards Bose Shaw. That's quality defending, that time by Mendoza, the right back, who just chested it back to his goalkeeper. Poor clearance though. Here come Chile again in their red shirts and blue shorts towards the edge of the penalty area. Sanchez again has been slipped through here inside right side of the penalty area, the number 7, another double step over. Can he get across? And it's low, and it once again is repelled desperately by the Honduran defence.
They're defending their own 6-yard line now, aren't they? They're absolutely under so much pressure just now. But Chile just cannot get that goal, which they seriously deserve.
The double step over, a.k.a. the Ron Atkinson lollipop, appears to be working for Sanchez every time, doesn't it?
It does, but he always goes right. So I'm interested to see if he does a double step over or a triple step over and goes left once or twice. But so far, he always goes right. It's slightly predictable, but there's been plenty of players over the years that have had a trick or a lollipop that actually works, even though you know you're going to do it.
Here come Honduras down the right hand side then, with 11 minutes to go. Alvarez looking for a free kick. He went to ground, but he won't get it, and it's a throw in the left back position for Chile. 79 minutes gone. Chile lead by 1-0, scored in the first half by Jean Bose Jaw. They haven't won a World Cup finals match, remember, since that 3rd and 4th place playoff on this day in 1962 at home in Chile. Here comes Sanchez, edge of the penalty area. He looked to wrap his boot around that one. A spectacular looking effort, but he didn't connect properly, and the ball is wide to the right of Valadares' goal. And
a real shame, really, because it was a brilliant overlap once again by that man Isla. He got up the right hand side, and also great movement again from Valdivia, who'd actually made a move in the inside right area. Any of those two could have been given a through ball. The angle wasn't quite right for Sanchez, but you can't blame him for having a go. He was only 20 yards out.
Carmona for Chile picks up the ball deep in his own half. I can sense that the manager of Udinese is probably distraught at his man on the world stage doing so well, but the chairman of Udinese,
he may get
less so. He's got the abacus out. He's counting the millions.
It's one of those ones, he looks to me as if he could survive in any league in the world. Sanchez just now, most of these Chilean players would look wonderful at the top level of Spanish football. But certainly, if you've got a winger who runs at players, who's actually got plenty of skill, who is brave as well, very, very brave. The good thing for him is, I know, playing out the wing, you want to be given plenty of the ball, and he's got plenty of the ball this afternoon.
Substitutions to be made by Chile here, and it appears to be something of an attacking move.
Well, Vidal's come off, has he? Yeah.
Vidal has come off. No, it's Pablo Contreras, I should say, who is a defender. So Vidal, the Bayer Leverkusen man, makes way. And Bielsa may have decided with 9 minutes to go to err on the side of caution here with a 1-goal lead. Here comes Ponce, the centre half, into the centre circle, but loses out to Welcome. Honduras in their all-white strips. are still in this game in Group H, a crucial game as well. Figueroa getting himself into a tangle there, and it's a free kick. He'd lost possession of the ball. He was trying to get it back, and in the end took the shirt of a Chilean. And there's a free kick to be taken by Fernandez halfway inside the Honduras half of the field, with 8.5 minutes of the 90 remaining here. Group H, the final round of first round matches. Spain enter the fray later against Switzerland. Then it's the hosts, South Africa, Bafana of Bafana against Uruguay, which starts the second round of matches in this group stage. Fernandez chips it into the penalty area. Chance of a header by Medel. It's offside. It was wide anyway. And Honduras are still only a goal down.
Honduras are still on a goal down. You're absolutely right. They've gone slightly more defensive, Chile, when they've got 3 centre-backs, which actually makes perfect sense because they've now got 2 centre-forwards against them. It would only be sensible to do that. But they've got 3 centre-backs out there, but do not expect the right back and the left back for Chile to sit back. They just do not do that.
Welcome, trying to get in with a header on the edge of the penalty area. The shorter figure of Gary Medel heads it as well, but there's been a foul there by the substitute on Ponce, so a free kick to Chile just outside of their penalty area with a 1-0 lead. Walter Martinez with the foul. Martinez and Welcome are the 2 strikers now for Honduras. Long free kick taken into the Honduras half. Here are possibilities. Beausejour down the left-hand side. Beausejour making a run ahead, trying to get back in to the penalty area on possession, but it's a free kick given against Beausejour on the corner of the penalty area, and Honduras can build once again as they try to get back into this game.
Yeah, and you will not write them off at all at any point because it is only 1-0, but the attitude of the Chilean players has been fantastic. Every one of them wants to tackle every ball. They seem to have great energy. We're getting quite late on in the game just now, but the energy levels have been fantastic, particularly the midfield players getting forward and the fullbacks getting forward and up and down the pitch. It's been a joy to behold their attitude all the way from start to finish.
Well, with 7 minutes to go or so, Chile have a 1-0 lead against Honduras. Let's get the team news for the pre-tournament favourites, Spain, who take on Switzerland. Here's David Oates.
And Spain are without Torres, but Iniesta is fit. Awesome midfield, really, comprising Xavi, Busquets, Alonso and Iniesta. So no Fabregas, Silva and Villa up front for Spain. The big Swiss loss is their record scorer, the injury-plagued Alexander Frey, and Kufo and Derdiok play up front for the Swiss.
Clearance by Chile. Thank you, David. That game coming up a little later on 5 Live at the World Cup here, of course. Chile 1, Honduras 0. 6 minutes remaining here in Nels Preet on an entertaining afternoon, but Chile have not taken advantage of the amount of chances that they've had, so the game remains in the balance going into the closing stages. Beausejour prods it forward, looking for Valdivia. Figueroa with the defending. In the centre circle is Izaguirre, the left back for Honduras. He rolls it to Mendoza. No free kick given, or eventually he does. Whistle that time, melee for the foul by Beausejour, and Honduras have an opportunity to loft the ball into the Chile half. Martinez, the substitute, with his back to goal, rolls it back to Mendoza, but they've lost possession again and they win it back. Honduras. Palacios twisting and turning against Carmona, into Martinez, edge of the area. Medel clears. They're starting to defend a little deeper now, Chile. Throw in on the right hand side to Honduras, who trail by 1-0. Alvarez, who's been impressive for them, for the Honduras in this second half. It should be another free kick to Honduras. It is. The foul tally starting to mount here for Chile. Ball play forward. Alvarez halfway inside the Chile half. Nice turn. And he's looking to take on another defender here who gets a crossover. This is dangerous, but Bravo comes out and collects on the edge of his 6-yard box. And I just get the sense here, Pat, that Chile are almost inviting Honduras on here in the last 5 minutes, and that could be dangerous.
You're absolutely spot on, 100%. Just that change to go at the 3 centre-backs, it makes perfect sense. Most managers would make that change, but I kind of didn't expect it to happen from Chile because they've been so positive throughout, but just giving up that extra man in midfield there is giving the chance for Honduras to become dominant in that area. They have become dominant in that area since that change, so I think once again Chile will make another adaptation to the squad. I think Number 11's coming on.
Well, it was Miller who went off, who was in the midfield to start with, and then it was Vidal who replaced him, and he's gone off too, hasn't he? So they've just given up a little bit of possession and space inside that middle of the park. Now then, let's have a look at this substitution. It's going to be Gonzalez coming into the play for Chile, who Liverpool fans will remember. He was on the bench in the 2007 Champions League final. Had a 14 appearance season at Liverpool under Rafa Benitez, and it's the striker Valdivia who's gone off. So that's all the substitutions made here with 3.5 minutes to go in Nels Preet. In Group H, Chile lead Honduras by 1-0. The World Cup here on 5 Live. Out of play is the signal from the assistant referee on the right-hand side. It was Mauricio Isla who wasn't happy with that.
I'm not convinced he got that one right again. I think the assistant got that one wrong, but it doesn't matter now. Honduras again, long ball up forward.
Good headed by Ponce, the defender, against the more physical and tall Georgie Welcome. Nice touch, first touch by Gonzalez. Here come Chile in the centre circle through Bose Shaw. Nice turn, plays the ball forward towards Sanchez, and he's fouled, so it's a free kick to Chile inside, or halfway inside the Honduras half, and they'll be delighted with this as the clock ticks down. It's Figueroa with the foul, just an opportunity to waste a bit of time here. 1 or 2 nerves have crept into the Chile performance.
Yeah, they've no doubt about that. They've got the ball up to Sanchez this time, who's moved up to centre forward, because Gonzalez, again, as you see, Liverpool fans will know, he's never a centre forward. He's playing on the right wing. But as soon as the ball goes up to Sanchez there, he gets fouled. He's run himself into the ground so far, but he's got plenty of pace, and I certainly think, and that's one of the thoughts in this last few minutes, if Honduras push themselves too far forward, the ball over the top, Sanchez has got the pace.
There's a 4-man wall here for Honduras. They're just about 10 yards away. Ponce is going to have a shot, and it whacks straight into Wilson Palacios in that wall. Header over the top, offside given against Gonzalez. Slightly late decision, but the correct one. And Honduras get us underway straight away, trying to press for an equalising goal with 1.5 minutes remaining of the 90 here in Nels Preet, trailing Chile by 1-0. Chile, their next opponents next Monday are Switzerland. What an opportunity if they hold on here to get 6 points from their opening 2 games and perhaps not need anything against Spain in that final game. Here come Chile again, edge of the penalty area, but Fernandez, I should say, miscontrols a decent looking ball that was slid in from Isla, and the ball is through to Valadares.
He's hugely impressive as well, Isla, the right full back. He's hammered forward on every occasion. He's got great skill, good pace as well. He's a fabulous talent so far in this game.
No wonder they've got such a good understanding down there, Pat, because it's Sanchez and Isla, both Udinese men, teammates in Italy. Chance of a shot here for Honduras, and it blazes over the bar from 20 yards from Georgie Welcome, the substitute. Left-footed, looked like he had a bit of space to drive into there. There was potential for perhaps an equalising goal, but he got underneath it, as we've seen so many times in this World Cup so far. Leaning back, there's no forgiveness with this ball, is there?
Yeah, if you get your technique slightly wrong, and even if you get the pace of the ball slightly wrong, it doesn't miss the target by a foot, it misses it by 10 feet. It makes you look a little bit silly. But I thought by the end of this game that Honduras would get at least one chance. That may well have been it. It was only a half a chance, and left-footed, high, wide, and not at all handsome.
Here come Chile again down the left-hand side. Bose Shaw, can he keep that ball in play? Yes, he can, just by the touchline. Chance of a cross here, but the 90 minutes are up. We're into added time. 3 minutes will be added. So Bose Shaw in no hurry at all to get a cross over here. It's possession football, the order of the day for Chile. Here's Gonzalez, who tries a spectacular volley from about 30 yards, and it goes over the bar. I'm not sure that Bielsa was going to be too impressed with that. He had some space.
Yeah, just
to try and keep possession.
The manager's trying to make them defend slightly by changing the system, but they just don't listen. The number 4, the right back, Isla, was centre forward a moment ago.
Gonzalez again trying a curling effort this time from fully 25 yards, but it fizzes wide of Valadares' goal.
In English Premier League football, there will be players all around you shouting and bawling and screaming at you, hold the ball, we're 1-0 up, get this game over with. But to kick the ball out, give it to the opposition, you'll be going mad. But I kind of like it because they're trying to score a goal.
It just seems to their ethos, doesn't it?
No.
And we perhaps shouldn't criticise. I mean, it's the cynical way of ending a game, isn't it? Running the ball down to the corner flags, those tactical fouls that are made in the midfield. But there's a sloppy pass there by Carmona. Gonzalez couldn't get to it, so Honduras have an opportunity. A minute already played of the 3 to be added on here at the end of this match. 1-0 Chile lead. Sanchez with a good challenge in the centre circle on Espinosa, but the ball lobbed forward. Martinez, was that handball? No, it was off his chest. And back goes the substitute for Chile to concede a throw-in. It was Yara of West Brom. Here come Honduras down the right-hand side. Another throw-in. Martinez, the substitute, will take it. 5 yards from the corner flag. A minute and 14 seconds to go. A minimum of 3 minutes to be played at the end of this game. It's lobbed into the penalty area and the header is clear and it's a corner ball. Could there be late drama here in Nelspreet? They've been completely the dominant side. A cross comes in. The corner was taken quickly and short. An opportunity now for the ball to be lobbed back into the mixer. Good left-footed cross goes in. A Honduran player goes down on the floor. It's Martinez. No penalty given. And it's Welcome on the far side who loses possession. Marc Gonzalez is screaming for the ball down the middle. He's got one defender to beat, who's Mendoza. He twists inside. Sanchez needs to stay onside here on the edge of the penalty area. The ball played back to Sanchez, corner of the penalty area. Can they kill the game here, Chile? Sanchez with his 3rd effort in the last 2 minutes. And once again, like the other two, it was off target.
Yeah, a bit of a shame that, because it was a great opportunity to break Honduras. Give them credit. They put everyone up front. A little break happened, a little chance happened. They weren't quite clinical enough for the way they broke there, but once again, I actually think there's a little bit of tiredness, as there should be, because the Chileans have put a huge amount of effort into it. But I applaud both sides. They've had a great effort at this game. It's been entertaining from start to finish.
We've almost had the 3 minutes. In fact, we now have 93 minutes gone, and that's it. It's all over. And Chile are celebrating. Their thousands of fans on the far side of the ground are jumping up and down with absolute glee. It's an historic day for the Chile national football team. June the 16th, 1962. They beat Yugoslavia in the 3rd and 4th place playoff after they'd lost the semi-final against Brazil in the World Cup that they hosted. That was the last time they won a game, 48 years ago. 13 matches, and they're back in the winning column today here in Nelspreet. They've beaten Honduras, Pat Nevin, by 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0, and I'm struggling to understand how it is only 1-0. The amount of chances they created were, and there must have been 7 or 8 gilt-edged chances. Okay, they didn't have their normal centre forward. He wasn't available today. And what I'm thinking about, looking at that team, the way they play, the way they create, their attitude, their positivity, if they can continue to play that way, they don't get any injuries, they can get Suazo back as a centre forward who can finish. This is a good team. This is a very good team. No surprises, they did so well in qualification in the South American group. A joy to behold this afternoon. And don't forget Honduras, they were beaten by the better side today, but they kept it going right to the end. Thoroughly enjoyable afternoon. But I'll tell you what, the best and certainly the most enjoyable first 45 minutes that I've seen in this World Cup, but I would argue the best game.
Scenes of unbridled joy here in Nelspreet. The Chile fans on the far side of the ground, they're bedecked in red, they're flying their flags, red and white with blue and a white star on them. They're being saluted by their beloved players down there. They've got their arms around each other, most of the Chile squad. They look absolutely delighted with this, and they put themselves in a great position in Group H with Switzerland to play next and then Spain in their final game. Full-time score here in Nelspreet on an entertaining afternoon. We thoroughly enjoyed it. On behalf of Nigel Adderley and you, Pat Nevin, final score, Chile 1, Honduras 0.